Hey y'all, what's happening? Jason Ricci here. Welcome back to Free Fridays YouTube videos. Studying harmonica and blues music and jazz music and country music and anything that we can do to have fun and improvise, make stuff up. And that's what we're gonna talk about today, especially, is how do you build a solo? How do you come up with ideas? How do you play without thinking of stuff? We're not talking about licks here. We're going to talk about some licks, but we're not talking about specific ones. We're talking about how do you phrase licks? How do you come up with different phrasings? Well, let's get right into it. So a fella on my Patreon channel by the name of Michael Bird asked me if I could do a video on phrasing and building a solo. Such a large subject, but we're going to try to cover a couple of things here and there. What is a motif? Let's take a look at Webster's definition here. It says a short succession of notes producing a single impression. A brief melodic or rhythmic formula out of which longer passages are developed. So let's just do that. I'm gonna go over here to Butternote Music and I'm gonna click on T-Bone Walker Key of B Flat Blues backing track. I'm just gonna pick a small grouping of notes. Well, let me listen to the music first and I'll just come up with something. And then I'm gonna repeat it, for the first chorus. And then the second chorus, I'm gonna build on it a little bit. The third chorus, I'm gonna build on it a little more. And then I'm gonna kind of get away from it for a minute, but it's still gonna be there, here and there. And then at the end, I'm gonna come back to it. Now, I've actually never heard this backing track before. I clicked on it and I heard the first 4 bars tops. Let's listen to it and let's do it. It's just a regular walking bass line. So I'm going to pick a couple of notes and I'm going to build on them. Here we go. First thing that comes to my mind. There we go. So my motif was this. Just build on it a little. as complicated as I want. I can start the lick, go away from it. Go back to it. Motif. Developing a motif. So I can use a motif to do in blues what we often call telling a story. I want to take a simple statement and then build upon that statement. Let me give you another example. I'm going over to Butternote Music, and this time I'm going to click on Funky Blues backing track. So you might not have any lick at all in mind, but almost any lick will work, but sometimes you can get a motif just by listening to the band. So I'm going to listen to this backing track in B flat. It says Funky Blues Music backing track in B flat, Shuggie Otis, Me and My Woman style. So they're already giving me a motif. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, bum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Does the same thing on the 4 chord. Comes back to the 1 chord. So I'm just going to steal that lick and then build upon it. I'll take it around 3 times. First time I'll steal pretty straight. Same thing on 4. 5. Now I'll build. Back to it. So you see what I'm doing? So I'm just stealing the lick and then building on it. So yeah, sure, I'm listening to the chords. Sometimes I'm thinking about scales as they relate to chords. I'm going to talk about that on my Patreon page, so you might want to check that out. Subscribe to my Patreon, unlock that, and I'll talk all about that, maybe later today. Anyway, that's building a motif, and we can do this on any kind of music. 1 chord music, blues music, jazz music, country music. A simple succession of notes, right? That we build upon melodically and rhythmically. A formula of which passages are developed, right? So once you get a motif developed, or 1 lick that you like, that either you stole from the band or you heard a guitar player or the piano player play, what you want to do is just sort of start playing that same thing different ways. Now, if you haven't seen my video titled One Easy Lick, Endless Possibilities, it's the same principle, except, you know, today we're just going to use a different lick. In that video, I used this lick. And I played it like 18,000 different ways. All right, here we go. So just a regular walking shuffle. I'm going to take one lick. This is in the key of G. I'm going to use a C harp. I'm going to take one lick, and I'm just going to change the phrasing on the lick. So it's going to be both a motif and a lesson on phrasing. So the lick is 3 draw, 3 bend, 2 draw. So I'm kind of actually, so now I'm changing the order a little bit, right? I'm scooping under from the 3 bend up to the 3 draw, down to the 2 draw. Backwards. Now I'll do the whole lick backwards. 2 draw, 3 bend, 3 draw. Right? Just change the phrasing. I'll pick a different lick off the top of my head. So here's the lick that I just came up with. Now I'm just going to change the phrasing. So I might just play one note a little longer. Just like that, right? Let's do it again. On and 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 on, right? Yeah. Just take a lick, change the phrasing, building a solo, motifs. More on this later. Have fun. Look, the thing is this, guys. Don't play anything else except the notes in your motif. and then develop them. Get them and get them and get them, and then start to introduce other notes, right? Just those notes. And then you can add in I just added a 5 blow. Same lick, just added a 5 blow. That's just the tip of the iceberg in building a solo. Now remember, there's no rules in music. You can come out of the gate with some crazy stuff and then cool down. You can get their attention and then chill out, right? Or you can do what we've been doing here today, which is just pick a couple of notes, basic rhythmic style, and expand upon that and try not to put too much stuff in there all at once. Call it telling a story. Just add a little bit, then a little bit more, then a little bit more, get a little farther away from that motif, and then wrap it up at the end and hand the solo to the guitar player and wish him luck. This is just a couple of different things. On my Patreon page, I'm going to be talking about how notes in a scale relate to the chords. So there's different times when you're going to use parts of a motif a little bit differently depending upon the chord changes. I can use my knowledge of chord structure, I can use my knowledge of harmony and notes that relate to chords, and I can use my knowledge of scales and how the notes in the scale relate to the chords. Everything starts to work together and play together, but the basic idea that we're covering today is taking a simple idea and building upon it, changing its phrasing. Like I said, visit my other video, One Easy Lick, Endless Possibilities. It's very, very similar to what we're talking about today with developing a motif, and especially very similar to what we're talking about with phrasing. It doesn't matter what the lick is, it doesn't matter what the groove is, I can continuously develop the same lick and move it around, especially on a regular blues. Thank you all for watching my YouTube. Developing a motif, changing the phrasing. Special thanks to Butternote Music for all these great backing tracks. Go over to Butternote Music backing tracks right there. I'll put the link in the description box below. Check them out. I'd like to thank all of my sponsors. Honer Harmonicas, Blue Moon Harmonicas, making this cool aluminum comb. I'm about to blow this sucker over this Butternote Music backing track. And I'm gonna use the Jason Ricci signature microphone through some pedals. I'm using a Harp Shield, a Harp Break, the Jason Ricci Flat Cat compression pedal, and I'm using an MXR delay pedal and a Lone Wolf reverb at the same time through my Harp Deer amplifier. Thank you guys. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Check out my website, www.mooncat.org. Got some tour dates coming up. Gonna be out on the road a little bit, but I'm still gonna be bringing you guys YouTube videos, free harmonica lessons every single Friday, no matter what, right here on YouTube, and even more on Patreon. If you become a Patreon patron, you're gonna unlock all kinds of rants and videos and stuff that is just too long to edit and put on YouTube. We'll talk about it all day over there. That's gonna be my motif.